Good afternoon and welcome to Padre's Ponderings from
Welcome,
the chapel.
welcome. Praise God, beautiful day. Beautiful day. Showers are not around right now. Could be rolling in this afternoon, but they're not there now. It's quiet on campus too.
It is quiet. The school is out. This was their fall break, so they were out of school on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So it's much quieter.
Back tomorrow. Then parking lot will be filled again, and little people will be all over the place. Now it's just the daycare children that we see walking around, the little teeny ones. Very special, quiet time, good time.
Yeah. Well, it was not quiet Sunday night here.
Sunday night.
Sunday night, yeah. It's a night of worship to kind of end the Music Language of God series that Jonathan taught.
Now that's on the webpage, isn't it? People can look at it if they missed it. But it was a good crowd here, though.
It was a good crowd, and we had I was just asking Jason, how many people were up in the balcony up there, and it were probably close to 30 musicians, singers, and then when you add in all the tech support and everything too, it was a lot of people.
That was real special, real special. I saw you back there watching what was going on.
I was in the back and taking pictures. And
were you surprised at what transpired?
Surprised? No.
I mean, were you?
Well, I knew the songs and everything.
visualize.
Okay, see, I had already seen
Oh, so you knew what was going to
everything.
happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't visualize what was going to be going on there. But your mom and I sat right up there, and
I know,
scoped
which
it
is
out.
the best seat in the house, I might add. When I come to service here, that's where we sit, is in the balcony up there, because you get to see everything.
Yeah, but it was, and to see the people coming in from all the different services, just like we had musicians and
Yes.
singers from all the different, people here from all the different services. It was really special. And I
And
thought,
singing, everybody was singing.
singable songs. I didn't know that refrain song, He Is.
Oh, I
He
had
does,
heard
and-
it before, but it's been a long time. That was a great song.
Oh, yeah. Wow. It was real special. But good to see people from all the different services here, and the singers and musicians from all the different services. And I thought that was an amazing part of it there. And very glad we could be online with it live as well, because if we hadn't, we wouldn't have been able to hold the people, I don't think. So,
Several people have sent messages about wanting to do it again, or they were watching online, but next time they're going to be here in person and that kind of thing.
you know, I was thinking, I haven't talked to Josh and Nathan about it, but I think something like that, to do it a couple of weeks before Christmas time and do it in the school, maybe that Sunday when the children get out so they're not around and all that, and maybe do it on the stage at the school, the same kind of thing, but do Christmas music kind of thing, and we could record that, do it live and online. We could record it, and then this year Christmas falls on a Saturday. We could replay that on Sunday.
Because we won't have
Won't
services.
won't have services, we could replay it on Sunday there. But to have it over there, where you put the musicians up in front of the people, I think that would be real neat.
It was
and a big
really
Christmas
it was
service.
really neat to see, because when the musicians are in the back, when Howard's singing or a different voice pops in for the next song, everybody turned to see who it was. Yeah, who was singing. But I think that's something that's really unique about our church. One of the many things is the different types of services we have on different locations, and the music is different.
Oh, yeah.
It's very much varied. So
Yeah.
I know Christmas, goodness, it's like 10 weeks.
You already shopping or something? How'd you know that?
Well, they're talking about the shopping piece because of all the ships that can't come into port. If you really need to do your Christmas shopping now.
I think your mother's through. She's
Probably.
she all the time, you know. It was like my mama. She did Christmas shopping the week or two after Christmas, when everything was
For
on
the
sale.
next year?
Yeah, she would shop ahead of time.
All right.
When everything was marked
was a
down.
planner.
Yeah, she was a planner. She was always
Planner
into
and a
that.
saver.
Yep. So, but your mama was always watching for stuff too. So I wouldn't doubt that she doesn't have everything stowed away somewhere now. She's way out there on planning.
Yeah. Well, my adult kids are now at the age where all they want is money. So
Boo.
I know it's kind of, it's not very exciting, but they don't need anything.
Did you get the chocolate chip cookies that your mama sent over there?
I did.
Did you send them off to the college students?
No.
Scoff those up yourself, huh?
I'm going to share them with my coworkers.
Oh, ho, ho.
Yes. That was sweet. I got a nice little treats from Deborah Watkins, one of our newer members. She's a good example of she joined and she jumped in on getting connected and serving, and oh my goodness.
She's been helping with funerals.
Helping with funerals, and my goodness, that's been a huge blessing to Risa.
But now she sent you some stuff, cleaning fluid, cleaning.
Laundry detergent.
Laundry detergent.
Because
so
I
I'm
commented on how nice the tablecloths at the reception for confirmation, they smelled so good. So she gave me a bottle of the detergent so that my clothes will smell as good.
Whoa.
I thought that was really sweet. Very thoughtful. Totally unnecessary, but very, very thoughtful.
Well, how did you happen to smell the tablecloths?
Because we had to take the tablecloths out and put them on the tables for confirmation, for the reception. Another big thing last week. Last week was, I'm just going to tell you, last week was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot of extra, is what I
yeah, things that don't happen all the time.
Right. So we had...
confirmation was big.
We had big confirmation service with the bishop. That was lovely. Really, really nice service.
2 funerals.
2 funerals. There was a wedding the weekend before. The night of worship. I mean, it was a lot.
The night of worship. And the bishop was there Saturday and Sunday on the historic campus.
Yeah, I heard that he left his sermon notes in Charleston, but that did not slow him down.
You know, it was
40 years of experience, I guess.
Yeah, he went up there and went, you know, and your mama said she'd leave his notes behind all the time. She was at Grace time. But he just, you know, I think sometimes that's, but that's one of those surprise things that, you know, you share what's on your heart and what's on your mind, and, you know, and he told a couple of stories that from his ministry experience, and it was really, really very special. And I think because it was more personal, and you knew he was working off the cuff. He confessed to everybody to start out with. So, yeah, he's a special person. I'd like the new bishop this Saturday. We'll see what that looks like. This coming Saturday in Charleston. Yeah. Alex Perry from here in the parish, he'll be up there doing all the AV stuff, because that's going to be online as well.
Oh, okay.
And they've got some of the people, the lay delegates, most of them are outside in a tent so that they don't have as many people inside, so that it's a safer kind of environment. So there's a lot of AV stuff going that way, and then electronic voting, and that'll be. But you know, I'm glad that's going to happen. But I'm not glad that Bishop Lawrence is leaving.
I know, huge shoes to fill.
He's
After the confirmation service, I was talking to Jack Ross on Sunday, and he was confirmed. And he was talking about, man, he pressed down. And I said, yeah, I mean, that's really important what he's doing, what he's saying to you.
And wasn't that neat when he explained what all that was about?
Oh, yeah. But I told several people, big shoes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, really special man.
And his job is huge. I think that's one of the things that if you were one of the 3 people that are candidates to be his replacement, I don't know how from the outside you would know what would be involved in being a bishop. I mean, you see him on Sunday morning, but that's the show part. It's not a show, but that's the part people see. But it's just like everything else. What you see is a fraction of what's behind the scene. It's like the bishop's job, what he does on visitations and all, that's like the tip of the iceberg, and 2/3 of it's underneath. All the administrative part, the endless meetings, oh geez. And when he's in congregations, aside from Sunday morning visits, he's there dealing with problems. That's his maze.
How many churches are in our diocese?
52. 52.
Wow.
Some Sundays he does more than one service, more than one church, if they're fairly close together and small. And then some like us, he came on Wednesday for the confirmation because you couldn't do that on a Sunday.
Oh my goodness, we had 70.
Oh, it was a pile of people there, in that
adults
service.
And children.
Just confirmation, what we did was like an hour and a half, something like that. So it just doesn't work to do that in a regular worship service. It just doesn't work. We tried it a long time ago with fewer people than that, and we just had to quit with that. But we're a big place, and we have so many confirmations. He's always come on Wednesday night to do that for us. Most places are only confirming 1 or 2 people, and so it just fits right into a service. But to come here and then come back on a weekend for visitation and do 3 services and all that would not be something that would be the norm for 52 churches where he'd be that involved with them at all. Not at all. But all the interpersonal stuff that he does with people.
But just the idea that you're shepherding 52
congregations.
52 congregations is over.
And
I can't even imagine.
Umpteen priests, active and retired.
Right.
And canonically resident. So he's the pastor for all of those people. So that's a big job, and I'm hoping that the Spirit will fill whoever's elected so that they'll be able to come in, and there'll be a little bit of an overlap in there where they can kind of see what's going on, but they're going to be ready to put their spurs on and hit the old horse to roll, because that's a big job.
I think a lot of people don't realize what pastors do. I mean, beyond Sunday morning.
No, that's a good analogy. It'd be the same kind of thing. It's like schoolwork. You have to have a good summer to be able to have a good fall.
Oh,
it's all in the preparation. You can't wing it. You just cannot wing it. It's in the preparation, and it's in the folks that are assembled to work around it. Bishop Lawrence has a really good staff, small staff, but adequate, but a really good staff to work with that have been there with him most of the way. In fact, a few of them were there with Bishop Salmon. Jim Lewis, the canon of the ordinary, was there with him. Nancy Armstrong was there with him as well. And several others too. But yeah, big shoes to fill. Big shoes.
And you've been prepping for starting Wednesday night, Elijah.
Do we have that on the roll announcements?
It did not make it on the historic campus.
We're keeping it a secret?
That's my fault.
Keep it a secret.
But it's all over the place. So people have already registered for dinner for Wednesday night, but if you haven't registered for dinner, then you can show up just for the teaching at 7.
Yep, dinner at 6:15. And I think Sue said there was 55, 60 people for dinner. That's good. So we'll have a good group, and then I'll be in the church for the teaching. Alex will be there to handle some of the AV for that for me. Just going through verse by verse and talking about what's happening, and dry brooks and hard times, and when you think God's turned his back on you, all that kind of stuff. A lot to be said about Elijah. So I'm looking forward to that.
And you're going to do the whole thing in 4 weeks.
But I'm going to focus on the ministry part of it. Most people focus on the end of it, and the Swing Low Sweet Chariot and all the rest of that. I don't know that I'll get to that. But I want to work on the in-between time, and particularly with the emphasis on how God prepared him for ministry. And I'll use a passage from 1 Timothy and an old saying, not everyone can carry a full cup. think about that one.
That is true.
Not everyone can carry a full cup. Yep. Your mother says, I can't carry a full cup. She says, put that napkin underneath there. Gee whiz. It's hard to get ahead of her. She says, I always leave these little signs, you know. You've been in like that cake.
The almond cake? Goodness, that was from Deborah Watkins too.
Yes, sirree.
Some kind of special, I can't remember, but it's something almond cake. Scandinavian almond cake.
Yeah.
That was delightful. So did you leave some crumbs?
I left some crumbs
You left
out,
some evidence?
and I thought, see, I know how she is, so I thought I had it all spiffed up. I missed a crumb or two somewhere, and Hawkeye spotted it.
It doesn't help that you have white floors, white countertops, and white carpet.
She's on it now.
You can't hide much.
Nope, nope.
Hey, you know, last week we had we were at really critical need at the food bank. Like, the shelves were literally bare.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So we did a lot of announcements and stuff during the week that we really need, urgent need for food. And 274 bags were donated, which was almost double from the week before. So
Great.
thank you so much.
How did the Afghan shoe drive go?
I do not know how many boxes we were able to collect, but those went off, I think, yesterday to Atlanta.
You were talking about sending flip-flops and stuff. Did you
We had
send
some
your
bags
stuff?
and stuff, yeah. Quite a bit. So 274 bags were donated. 151 families were served yesterday. A friend of mine sent a picture. She had gone to Sam's and she was headed to the food bank, and she sent me a text and she said, this was like at, I don't know, 11, and she said, are all the people that are sitting in their cars in the parking lot waiting on the food bank? And I said, yes, they are. And she was astounded to know that people, and I said, and they'll come hours before so that they can be in line and we don't run out of food. But astounded to think, oh my goodness, in Bluffton, there's this huge need, and to really see it, to see those people lined up, and I saw it too yesterday when I dropped off.
And those numbers have been up there, 150 plus, for a long
During
time.
kind of more of the shutdown period, it was about 175. That's what we were averaging every week. And then 47 people went in and were served at the God's Gifts area. I went in there yesterday. They had a lot of clothes to give away and housewares and things like that.
And the way that works is the people get the food that goes in their cars, and then if they want to come back for that, and there's a prayer table.
There is a
right?
prayer table in there, yes, and we give out devotionals that Jim Dorsch writes, and we translate into Spanish. Those are given out at the prayer table, and there's a huge need there is for a Spanish speaker at the prayer table. So if you speak Spanish and would like to help on Monday afternoons, that would be a great way to help. It's hard to pray. I mean, you can still pray for them, but you want them to understand what you're saying and to be able to communicate effectively. So, with our guests. So if you're a Spanish speaker, we have a need.
And the God's Gifts, all that stuff is free, right?
It's free.
It's like the food. Great.
Had a local social worker from one of the elementary or middle schools in Bluffton, and she found out we had a food bank and asked, can I share that with those families in our school in need? I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Please do.
Well, now, did she come and meet some of the families there? I mean, did she come to the food bank?
No, she was just asking, is that something she could advertise to her families in need?
I see. Oh, yeah. So now, last week was a busted busy week. What about this week?
It's also busy, just not as much extra. So we have a wedding this week. I know Reese is working on a wedding. We've got Wednesday night teaching. Oh, also last week we had the blessing of the animals. So it was like almost every
You showed the picture last week of you and your puppy there.
So
This Friday.
Busy, but not as much. Men's cookout. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Men's cookout.
Yes.
Yes. Please sign up for that.
I'm going to be speaking at that a little bit.
You're going to be sharing a little bit on there.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Very good.
I'll be talking to the sitting saints.
Kind of. Does that go with your Thursday e-news writing?
Tailing in behind that.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
I don't know what they're cooking out.
Well,
but,
I think
do
it
you know?
might have shifted. I think we might be. I think it might be One Hot Mamas. I think.
Really?
I think.
So they're not cooking
I think
like
that
Low Country Boil where they were
Rod shifted the gears a little bit, but that's good food too. I don't know what the menu is, but that's some
One Hot
really
Mamas
good
is
food.
doing tomorrow night.
One Hot Mom. We are.
Keeping Mama
we're
going, aren't
keeping
we?
Mama going.
But I think that's a safe way to do it.
Yeah, everything's going to be in the styrofoam boxes, so you just get your box and everything's in there, all the sides, everything.
And they're real good to work with.
Oh, very nice.
Sue's been
Very nice.
Sue's been working with the folks over there. And she said they're just so they want to please, you know. So
When they did the celebration on June the 20th, they were the nicest. Oh my goodness.
yeah, that
So
was great
nice.
too. So anyway, we're going to use those for each of the Wednesday nights. So you know, for the safety factor, but also for the quality of the food
Yeah.
and the service, and that'll be real. And got some volunteers here to hand out the stuff and all that.
Yep, Miss Mary Jane Cheeseman is looking forward to serving in that capacity again.
Yep.
She was excited when the Wednesday nights were coming back.
So Wednesday night, 6:15 for supper, 7 o'clock for the teaching. The men's thing on Friday night is 6 o'clock
I think it's 6 o'clock.
at the Mission Mall.
At the Mission Mall next to God's Kids.
Yeah, and the teaching tomorrow night is on the historic campus. So things are quiet over here then.
Till tomorrow when school. But service-wise, yes, a little bit calmer this week.
And the wedding's on the historic campus too.
Yep. I had somebody send me an email about Christmas, so we are going to have to start talking about that soon too.
You know, it just is always, it's always going. Thanksgiving is coming in there. Halloween, the people on our street been Halloweening since September.
Yep, they.
Now the inflatable pumpkins and the ghosts and the things on the side of the house and the spider webs hanging in the trees, they are fired up.
Yeah.
They are fired up.
And it'll shift to Christmas, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like November 1st.
We'll have all of that out there. It's amazing. People get excited about things.
Yeah.
God forbid.
But I did see in the newsletter, if you're not wanting to participate in Halloween, just turn your porch light off.
Ours will be off. You know, usually your mama leaves it on. You know, with the lights around the outside of the house out there. She'll have it off. She's not on. You're not a Halloween person. Me neither. You know.
All right. Well, if you have not signed up for the men's cookout, please do that in the next couple of days so that we can know how to plan appropriately for the food and having all of that ready.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. We've got in the loop this week, and I'll have it on Facebook too, the needs upcoming for the following week for the food bank, what's coming up with that. Make sure you check your email on Thursday at 3 so you can be in the know for all the stuff that's going on.
And they can bring the food bank food to any worship service,
Any worship service.
or they can take it to the
Saturday
Mission Mall.
morning at the Mission Mall from 9 to 11, Monday morning from 9 to noon.
Yep.
Lots of opportunities to help with that. Each one, reach one is their motto. Because if you think about it, we are averaging 900 people on weekend services-ish.
Yep.
What if everybody brought one can?
Yeah, we need
Seriously, those shelves would be stocked every week.
we need to focus on that.
Yeah, one can.
Because
Each
we're
one,
also
reach
blessed.
one.
Everybody can bring a can or two.
Yeah. All right. We'll go in peace to
But
love
we
and
don't
hope.
want, we
Sorry.
don't want the cans that have out.
Outdated expiration date.
Yeah, no,
No, that's tacky.
that's tacky. Don't
As
do
my
that.
grandmother would say,
We need
that's
to-
tacky.
Bring the real food, not the discards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't bring exotic things either. Talk about regular food. Okay.
Baked beans is one of the needs this week. Regular food.
Yep.
All right. Is that all you wanted to say?
Yes,
I don't want to
ma'am.
interrupt you again.
No.
Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Blessings. See you when I see you. Never doubt God's love for your mind.